Well, they say the proof is in the pudding. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the pudding. So what we have here is the fully assembled plane with electronics and controls, and we're going to test it. So what we're going to do is put in the battery, and what we should find is that everything is still working. So what I'm going to do now is, first of all, insert the battery, which, as you all remember, is very fiddly because the whole plane is really rather small, but all goes well. That goes in there. We have a solid blue light, which is exactly what we're looking for. I heard movement, so that's looking good. Just going to put the battery as far front as I can. Again, I'm going to do a CG test. That's not really the point of this. Okay, so we have connectivity with our controller, and what we should find is that we have moving controls. So let's try the rudder first, left and right. And there we go. We have action. I think we have a little bit less right than left, but basically that's working. We're going to do up and down. And there she goes. And lastly, let's turn on the motor. And that spins. So, ladies and gentlemen, success. There we go. We've got everything working and tested. Next, what I'll do is I'm going to put things back together and put a propeller on. And I think we're getting close to when it might be ready to fly. This is the Dancing Wings Hobby Sopwith Pup Micro, assembled by Tim the Plane Man. Well, another new discovery. I was just getting ready to basically put everything together so that it'd be ready for flying. What we have to do is get the propeller on, and then get the center of gravity right. And so in order to get the propeller on, the first thing I wanted to do was put on the cowling. And then I discovered a problem. So what we have here is, if I line the cowling up with the little tags at the side and try to put it on, a little difficult for you to see in the video there, but there's a gap there. The cowling isn't sliding on, which I know that it does slide on, and it clips on perfectly. And the reason why, if we can try to get some light on the subject here, is the nose weight. This little piece of nose weight here, that's installed onto this nose frame built for the brushless motor. So clearly an add-on to the design that was designed later. Well, once you put that piece of lead weight on the front, the cowling won't go on. I don't know if they ever tested this. So what I'm going to have to do is take this lead weight off, and in any case there wasn't enough weight. The center of gravity is way back in the middle of that bottom wing, which is far too far backwards. So there needs to be more weight. I had not included this extra strip of weight when I put this on, because it just wouldn't fit onto the screw where it was supposed to go. So I'm going to take that entire piece of weight off. I'm going to wrap it, put some more weight in here, and put that into that little cavity that is, again, I'm trying to get the camera angle for you. So the cavity that shows just behind the motor, there's a nice little drawer, pretty much, that's that's just about perfect for what we need for this. So I'll take that off, I'll put all this weight in there and then put it together, and we'll do a center of gravity, and we'll weigh the plane to see what the flying weight's going to be with everything all together. So I'm going to talk a little bit now about the center of gravity. And this is quite an interesting experience, because you can see here I've got all the weight that I needed in order to make the center of gravity where it needs to be, which is about, they say, according to the plan, and here it is here on the plan, 10 to 15 millimeters back from the leading edge of the plane. So I'm thinking that it's got something to do with the fact of it being a brushless motor, and something to do with it being that I use the receiver that doesn't require an ESC. And the receiver that they included with this model was, you know what, I might weigh it in a second and see what it adds up to. But in order to get the center of gravity right, I had to include all of the lead that came with the kit, and I mounted that in the little drawer that's just behind the engine on this little mounting thing here. So I included that, and that's 4 grams of lead. What I also did, I got effectively some solder and added that to the underneath. And by doing that, I've got 12 grams that gives me my center of gravity pretty much where I need it to be. So I'm going to just put that back in the plane. I'll show you where. All right, moment of truth. Here we have the fully assembled Sopwith Pup with all the electronics, everything fully functional and pretty much ready to fly. I'm a bit worried about the weight, so it's time to do a weigh-in. I haven't actually tested this myself, so you're seeing it at the same time as me. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that little bit of balsa on there so I can balance the plane. I've set the tare and just balance it nicely there, and we have 69.9 grams, so 70 grams. That's very heavy. This plane is rated according to the box. Right here we have the box, and here we have the specs right there. Flying weight 42 to 50 grams, so I'm 20 grams overweight. I had to include 12 grams in order to get the center of gravity forward enough. And so all I can say is that probably my fancy wood filler approach to the aft part of the plane perhaps added too much weight. I can't imagine it would be 20 grams though, honestly. That's an awful lot of weight. So either the spec is wrong, or this plane is too heavy to fly. I'm going to try it anyway, and we will see when we get out to the field, once I've done a little bit more fiddling around with things like the controls and that kind of thing. But there we have it. That's also, you know what, I might as well set it all up there for you to see how sweet it looks. But that's the completed model. That's, you know, I'll do some other shots, kind of pose it nicely, but I think that looks pretty good. There it is, the completed model with the painting, the wheels, the rudder, propeller, electronics, fully functional, dancing wings hobby, Sopwith Pup. Thanks for coming along for the ride.